Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking part in what is going to be our first ever league race, Tier 3 of PPR PC League. If you want to watch these races live, the season will be starting on the 16th of February over on my Twitch. First link in the description, so go and check that out. But we are lining up now. This race happened back in August, so quite some time ago, but lining up 9th on the grid for our first league race. A good qualifying from myself, to be fair. 9th on the grid was more than I was expecting, so let's see if we can get off to a good start here in League Racing Live. We get up to now 5 red lights on the starting grid, and it's a long hole, but it is lights out, and away we go. And a great start compared to Dark there on the right-hand side, and the M guy, and even the Haas there of Daniel. A cracking start as we move ourselves up to P7, go right around the outside of turn 1. Seems to be the cleanest route, then up the inside slightly. We have a little bit of contact with the Haas. We do actually push him off the track. We did feel bad about that one. Thankfully, they did not report us for any penalties. As we've moved ourselves up to P6, we could have maybe thought about having a look there on Davey Lee, but I'm already into a much better position than I thought I was going to be. These guys I know are quick, so we didn't want to push our luck too much too early on. We want to settle back. We want to be consistent. We want to be calm, and we just want to get to the end of our first league race. We're going to be learning quite a lot over this first season. The only league racing I've really done, as my teammate Kane there goes for a spin. And whilst we are devastated for my teammate there, it does gain us a position. We're up to P5. As we have a little look there on Davey Lee, but actually missed my brake marker board. I saw the 150 meter board, and I thought it was 100, and I broke a little bit too early. That allowed Davey Lee to get ahead of me again, and Davey Lee's so much quicker than me at this stage, so he's going to run off into distance in P4. But currently P5, we've got Daniel behind us as we make a crucial error there. Only lap 2 of our first ever league race, and we make a big error, and hopefully we won't be making that mistake ever again. But basically, that corner is flat, but once your tyres start to wear a little bit, taking it flat is very, very dangerous, and that's what we did. I don't know if I had ERS on as well. If I did, that would have really unsettled the car as well. But unfortunately, now down to P16 in this race, and then we go too hot on the brakes. We actually go into the back of Jedi, Wuda, and I think that's given me a slight little bit of front wing damage. So a little bit too hot in the head at the moment, and losing us a lot of time and losing us a lot of position. Such a great start, but on lap 2 we ruin it all and we move ourselves down into P16. But now the comeback is on. We're racing in this league with Dirk Chocolate, who some of you guys may know, so he is going to be our main rival at this stage of the championship. As we're just having a little look on the Ferrari ahead of us, but we're not going to go for an overtake just yet, because we know we are going to get the DRS, and we're going to be smart about this. We're going to follow him and go all the way down into turn 1. He's coming into the pit lane. Although, no, he didn't actually cross the white line, which is actually naughty, and I could report him for that. But I'm not going to do so, and we do get an overtake there on Jedi as we move down in towards turn 1, and that is a nice overtake. Alex is another person that you might know from Twitch. He is Dirk's teammate. We're all sort of in a voice chat together, and Alex doing a good job at the moment, but I believe he does have a lot of damage on the car. I think he had floor damage, and that's probably not going to help. I go straight into the back of him, and I get more front wing damage. What a start to life in league racing in F1. It's not been a good start for us. The only league racing I've done is F2, and this is a whole new experience for us, and we got the front wing damage. We don't come into the pits though, because we're hoping for maybe a safety car. We're hoping for maybe a safety car to come out and see what happens, as there's yellow flags out on track at the moment. And there we go, right on cue. Safety car has come out to save our bacon. So what we're going to do is we're definitely going to come into the pits on this lap, probably go for medium tyres, which should last quite a while in this race. Come into the pits for medium tyres, or maybe softs, as it's a little bit congested coming into the pit lane, but we do get it slowed down. No penalties for coming into the pit lane today, and we're going to get a new set of tyres on the Red Bull team. A little bit slow there. I think my teammate came in just before me, but we're going to get a new front wing onto the car to fix the damage that I made. And unfortunately, we're actually going on to soft tyres, which is not what we wanted at all. We wanted to come into the pits, go for hards, because, well, basically, we wanted to go onto hards because we want to go long into this race. But because Jeff gave us a suggestion to go onto softs. That immediately overrid what I had said to him. My teammate comes into the pits again. I come into the pits again. And this time going onto the hard tyres. This should take us hopefully all the way to the end of the race. But it's not been a good start to league racing life for me, has it? P17. However, if you guys know me, we never give up when it comes to racing. Anything can happen, especially in a 50% race like this. It's not over yet. Points are still on the cards as, there we go. We've got a Haas who's DNF'd on the safety car restart. Very disappointing for them. Good news for us, though. We move up a free position. We're up to P16 as TJD going to have a little look up the inside of us now. Down in towards turn 1. Daffy holding the defensive inside line. And again, we really found that the outside down in towards turn 1 of Bahrain is really good because you get the inside line for turn 2. We have a little bit of a back end wibble. I think that's because the hard tyres are very, very slow to warm up to temperature. So we got caught out a little bit there. So now we're going to go 3 wide down in towards turn 3 there. As both of them just completely mugged me off. And again, I'm just taking it cautiously. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to break my front wing. Because as we saw earlier on, we break our front wing. We lose so much time. So we don't want to do that again. So we're just sitting behind these guys. You can see my heart rate monitor in the bottom right getting to about 138 beats per minute at the moment. Sim racing is stressful, guys, okay? There's a lot going on. It can get very hot and sweaty. And our heart rate it is a good workout, especially with the force feedback that I've got running through my steering wheel. But we're currently now in P17. Still, lap 8 of this race, hunting down Daffy, but we've got Greaser who's left the lobby, and they're currently in P17, so we get an easy overtake there, free position again. But again, we're not doing a good job at the moment in this race. We need to start picking off our opponents, start making overtakes, because at the end of the day, I'm sort of showing everyone that maybe I shouldn't be in this league because I'm not up to the pace of everybody else. But Dirk Chocolate also losing a few positions. He's down to P14. I was actually told that I should be in Tier 4 rather than Tier 3 because it wants to race with Dirk. They bumped me up as we go side by side there with Daffy. Doesn't give me a lot of room on the inside, but then we sort of return the favour. We don't give him a lot of room on the exit. He has a little bit of a wobble, and that is a good overtake up into P15. Now, up next, it's my rival. It's Dirk Chocolate. Let's see if we can get him. Let's see if we can overtake him. Pull off a masterclass move on Dirk and absolutely mug him off, because that would make us very, very happy indeed, as we're following Dirk through the last sector now, and just going to see what we can do. He's following TJD, so it might be difficult because he's going to have the DRS from the Mercedes car ahead, as we're now in P14. I think a driver might have made a mistake there, as we're not going to get close enough here to Dirk. The DRS is not activated, I don't think, just yet, or we just weren't close enough, as we get DRS again here on lap 11. And it looks like another car has joined the party just ahead of us. It's Jedi Wooders. They're going really, really slowly at the moment. They must have damage to be this slow. And unfortunately, we're just going to get held up by the Ferrari at this stage through the corners. Although he's not losing too much time. We go up the inside. He runs wide. And it's a very simple overtake at the end of the day. Moves us up into P12. We have a big snap. Have to correct it. Luckily, no warnings for track extension. Track limits, I believe, are on strict in this league. And we're going to go down in towards the last corner now. Getting actually quite close to the back of Dirk Chocolate. So we're going to try and follow him all the way down in towards turn 1. Use the slipstream, use the DRS, not burning the DRS at the moment because I don't think that I'm going to go for the overtake. I'm not really wanting to go for the overtake because TJD is so close, so I kind of dummy him around the outside and he bites, he takes it, he goes straight into the side of TJD, far too late on the brakes, and I will take that, absolutely mugging off Dirk Chocolate. A few more people coming into pits, I believe. Now I'm up into P10, so I'm just in the points, which is absolutely fantastic in this race. Is now going to get a fantastic slipstream on TJD, ERS as well. We're going to make it easy for us as we go down in towards turn 1 and moves us up into P8 as another driver came into the pits there. It was the Alfa Romeo, which I believe is Sandy Baggy. So there we go, up into P8 now. We've got a few drivers ahead of us that we would like to get past as soon as possible, but they're a little bit further up the road. We'll see whether these hard tyres can do the job. But the medium runners, their tyres are going to start to wear, and that's going to allow us to maybe go for a few overtakes in this race. We're catching up, so close there to the back of 256. Had to really get out of the way of that one, and we actually got a warning for exceeding track limits, just darting out of the way as the heart rate booming up there. 145 at the moment, as we're now having to defend from TJD. He's going to take the better line, in my opinion, around the outside to then give them the inside line for this next corner, but we completely messed it up there. Got too much of a wheel on the curb, and that really unsettled the car, and unfortunately we lose the position. We're P8 still though. DM guy is now behind us, as he's going to be hunting us down, but TJD up into P7. We've got the Williams ahead, I believe, of Rados, and another person ahead of them of 256. We're now going side by side. A great little battle here between me and TJD, but he just about gets the car on the inside line there. And that's a good place for him to defend as he locks up just a little bit into the hairpin, but I just wasn't close enough to go for the overtake, and we just have to settle for the time being. Like I said, be cautious, but be quick at the same time. Follow these guys, allow them to pull me closer to the rest of the field, and then pick off any opportunities if they present themselves, as these two are fighting very, very nicely indeed. Try to go for a bit of a switchback maneuver, but the tyres again just a little bit unsettled on the rear. Lost the back end ever so slightly, as TJD and Rados having a lovely little battle now down in towards turn 3. Is a little bit of contact between the two of them, so close, wheel to wheel. This is perfect for me, because the more that they battle, the more it allows me to keep up with these guys, and they're on medium tyres. We're going to go for a fantastic overtake now round the outside, if we can pull it off, round the outside the hairpin. That will give us the inside line for the horrible, difficult turn 9, 10. And we're just going to hold it on the inside, late on the brakes, meet the apex, run over the curb, and we get the job done. Good little battle with Rados, great overtake, and now we're going to use TJD to pull us further up through the field. Up to P7 now, so a good recovery drive so far after the horrible start that we had to this race. TJD a little bit closer to him than we have been on previous laps. So now we're going to use the DRS, use the ERS, and just fly past him. We're going to try and work together. If he gets close to me again, I'm not going to fight him. I'm going to allow him to use that DRS and overtake me and get that position. But TJD right on the back of me, running a little bit wide on the exit of the hairpin there, as TJD is about 4-5 tenths of a second behind me, really gaining down in towards this long straight. And he's just going to go up the inside. I'm going to just back out of it, brake a little bit early, have a little look for a switchback. Not really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to tuck up behind him and follow him through the next couple of corners, because it's not a smart decision to go side by side through these corners. It's very easy to touch an inside curb, outside curb, lose the rear end, and that is your race done. So we're just settling behind TJD. We know the DRS line is coming up. There's no need to overtake him or go side by side, because going side by side will always lose you time. And if we've got a battle maybe with the drivers ahead, then that's what we're going to focus on. As we get the DRS open, we follow TJD. We've got a driver in a pit lane and a yellow flag. I believe that is actually Alex, who is DNFing. I said that he had sidepod or floor damage, and that is unfortunately what he is retiring for. As TJD defends nicely down in towards turn 1, but loses the back end ever so slightly, and we just get a great run, but we got compromised a little bit on the inside. Now we're going 3 wide down in towards turn 3. We blasted the DRS, the ERS, just to make sure that Rados didn't have a look there, and we get a job done on TJD, as Rados actually overtakes TJD as well, moves himself up into 7th, and we're P6 now, which is fantastic in this race. It's lap 21. We're still in P6. We got Kane, my teammate, in the pits, actually going onto the soft tyres. Now, we're going to be a good teammate this season. I want to fight for the Constructors' Championship as well. If I can't fight for the drivers, which I don't think I will, as DM Guy gets a very nice overtake down in towards turn 1. Simple, but good. Up the inside, late on the brakes, and he takes the position for now in P5. But we're going to play a good teammate, because if we can't fight for the Drivers' Championship, which on my pace, I don't think I'm going to be able to do, then the Constructors' Championship, if I can help my teammate Kane, and later on in the season it will be Markin, fight for the Constructors, then that'll be a very good result for us as well this season. As DM Guy, I think he just got maybe a little bit too much on the curb there on the right-hand side, loses the back end, and that's me back up into P5. As Kane, my teammate, is right on my tail, gaining so much time out on the traction zones, because he's on softs, I'm on hards. I was going to let him through on this next straight, but safety car has been deployed. We have got, if I can do my maths, we've got 6 laps, 5 laps remaining left in this race, and everybody's coming into pits for soft tyres. So it seems like a no-brainer to come into the pits for a set of soft tyres. It's a free pit stop, and it's going to make us quick, because if anybody doesn't pit onto the soft tyres in this situation, they're not very smart, because your hards are going to be so worn by this point in the race. The softs are going to be the better tire. You saw that with Kane versus myself. You'd just be a sitting duck. We might have gained a couple of positions, but it would have just been stupid. We got also close there to the back of 256, and now we're going to have to make sure that we get a good run on the safety car restart. We've got no penalties at the moment. DM guy behind with a 3 second time penalty as we get a fairly average safety car restart. Not the best, but not the worst. DM guy going for the attack. We're going to go let him have the inside line, because I like this outside line. I don't know what it is, but I like going round the outside as someone got very late on the brakes, then nearly went to the back of us. And then we just get a good line through turn 2 as the Aston Martin all over the place. Look at the heart rate up at 163 at the moment, climbing as we go round the outside of 256. Very nice on the brakes through the hairpin there and holds on to the position. I got my teammate Kane just ahead of me. He's in P4. We've got a lovely sprint race though, with only a couple of laps left to go. P6 at the moment in this race. Go to the last lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We got 256 ahead of us at the moment. He's passing my teammate Kane as we go into the right and then the left as we go down in towards us. 256 gets all over the place, loses the back end, and just makes an absolute mess of it. But we will take that up into P5 for the time being on our first ever league race. We come through the final corner now, and Sandy Baggy is too far behind us to challenge all the way down to the line. Jim Wong has a 5 second penalty, but we come over to the line, celebrate. We just missed off by 27 thousandths of a second. I don't know if I just took a straight line to the line, whether I would have beaten him or not, but P5 at the end of the day, we have got to be happy with that. That is a cracking result in our first ever F1 league race. Like I said, if you want to watch these races live, 16th of February on a Wednesday, every Wednesday after that from 8 p.m, we will be doing these league races over on my Twitch channel. So go check that out, link in the description. And if you enjoy this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more videos over here. Smash a like on the video, leave a comment as well, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.